Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have our Evolution 2025 results and review. An absolute fantastic night from the women. Every single woman I think tonight proved a point why they deserve to have more shows like this where women can dominate the shows just like the men do. And yeah, every woman should be very proud of themselves because yeah, this event was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, this was likely WWE's best pay-per-view of the year so far. I had a ton of fun with this one. They had a match of the year contender come out of this. They had some surprises. We had some legends here in the crowd and everything. Yeah, this was a very fun show, and yeah, I'm happy to get right into this one.
Yeah, we kicked things off with a big one with the Women's Intercontinental Champion on the line, where Becky Lynch put it against Bayley and Lyra, and Becky comes out on top to retain her Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, we had a pretty cool ending here where it looked like Lyra was about to get the finish here. However, Becky kind of gets this sneaky roll-up pin after. It looked really amazing. But yeah, this was a very well booked finish here. I had a ton of fun with this one. Lyra looked amazing. Bayley, this was probably one of the best matches I've seen from Bayley in a very long time. So I was very happy to see that because she is one of my favorites. And of course, Becky Lynch, she is as good as she is almost all the time.
Yeah, the chemistry between all three women are obviously fantastic. We know that between Becky and Lyra, Becky and Bayley with Lyra. So all three of them together even did phenomenal as well. So yeah, all three women put on a banger here. Like you said, that finish in the end, we think Bayley's gonna get the win, but then Becky comes in, scoops, gets the roll up. Yeah, very cool finish and a great way to open your night because this is one of the stronger matches of the night. So to kick this thing off was a great way to set the pace for the rest of the night. No. And then next up, we kick things off with the NXT Women's World Champion, where Jacy Jayne put it against Jordynne Grace, and kind of surprisingly, probably to some, Jacy Jayne retains and Jordynne Grace falls short, but that is due to a big heel turn from Blake Monroe.
Yeah, I believe in my predictions, predict Jordynne Grace, but we were talking before the show, and I did kind of say, if you really think about it, if you do watch TNA, there's a huge story going on with her and Masha Slamovich that's been going on for months now. I was like, I really wouldn't be surprised if JC wins action. I kind of changed my mind last minute, just because of my TNA wrestling knowledge that I've picked up over watching it the past few months. But yeah, so I kind of wasn't too surprised with the win. At the same time, it was surprising the way it happened because we did get the turn of Blake Monroe on the Muscle Muffin Jordynne Grace.
Yeah, this match was very good. I'm glad that with the NXT kind of not getting too many showcase matches on Evolution, they did get a few. They definitely proved why they deserve to also be on these big shows. And yeah, both women definitely killed it. But yeah, the Blake Monroe turn, I did like it. But unfortunately, the commentary wasn't very good for this part. Michael Cole tried to sell it as if she did it on accident, and she was like sorry that she did it when it was kind of quite clear that she did it on purpose. She stared at her very ominously, so yeah, it's kind of obvious that it was a heel turn, but Michael Cole kind of ruined it, but I won't give him too much hate. But yeah, very good. I'm glad Blake Monroe does have that heel turn because that's a big non-title feud if you want to run that, or when Blake Monroe probably does win that world champion, her versus Jordynne will be a very good match.
Yeah, it's a huge feud going forward with Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe, and then I do believe that at Slammiversary, the very next week, if you're not paying attention to TNA, I do believe that Jacy Jayne will fall to Masha Slamovich, making her the NXT Women's Champion. So that'll be a very exciting show. We probably will do a prediction for that at some point because that is getting more and more exciting as it comes closer to that show. But yeah, this was a really good match. Jordynne Grace, good as ever. Jacy Jayne proved that she can keep up with almost anyone. And yeah, I'm very happy that Jacy Jayne did retain because she does deserve a big moment, a big win, because everyone was doubting her to get any wins. And I'm happy that she did actually pick up a few wins along her way as a champion.
And then next up, we had the Women's Tag Team Champions on the line in the Fatal 4-Way, where the Judgment Day pairing of Raquel and Roxanne come out on top and retain their Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, this was a very fun match. I don't remember who I predicted to win this one, but I definitely wasn't surprised that they did pick up the win. I love what they're doing with the Judgment Day, and I did think that they should have the titles when Liv makes the return, just so they could kind of show it off in front of her, kind of accept Roxanne as the full member, kind of outing her in a way. And yeah, this is all sort of part of Finn's plan to turn everyone against Liv Morgan in a way. We've seen Roxanne set up the kind of funeral photo of Liv Morgan on Raw this past week, so that was kind of funny to see that on Raw as well. But yeah, this is all leading up to a very good match with Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, so I'm very excited for that. And the tag team division is looking great. We also got the amazing moment of a kind of a face turn, an official face turn of Charlotte Flair, where the crowd kind of embraced her and accepted her as a babyface when she made the big tag in, and then she also made the save for Alexa Bliss later on during the match after a spear from Zarya ends up hitting her own partner, Sol Ruka. But yeah, this was a match that was all over the place. I absolutely love this match. It was only 10 minutes, but it kind of felt like it went longer than that while watching it because it felt so full in the moment.
Yeah, I definitely really like that. I think this kind of advanced kind of everybody's story in a way. I like that Roxanne and Raquel get to hold this, like you said. Now, if Liv does show up, even though she's injured, during these next few weeks, at least they can kind of rub it in her face for now. Because I do think it would be almost a little bit better if they do lose everything by the time she gets it back, just so it's like, okay, without you, maybe we aren't as good. So then there's that kind of story you can tell. But yeah, I like also the Charlotte and Alexa Bliss stuff. I didn't know how I'd kind of like this pairing together, but tonight they definitely had a good performance. I like the entrance with each other, kind of messing with one another. I think that was really cool. The Zolruka and Cesaria stuff is really interesting as well, because we know that heel turn was eventually going to happen between the two. So now that we get more kind of just instances between these two is very interesting, because that is probably when we see Saruka drop that Women's North American Champion.
And this does seem to be a common theme with Zarya. This is not the first time we've seen her spear one of her own teammates out of nowhere. I believe this is the 4th time that she has speared someone out of nowhere. So maybe, you know, this is all part of Zarya's plan, that she's just hurting people for no reason or something. But yeah, this was a very fun match.
And then next up, we have the Women's World Champion on the line, where Tiffany Stratton put it up against Trish Stratus, and Tiffany Stratton comes out on top and retains.
Yeah, this was honestly maybe Trish Stratus' best match. Maybe not of this era of her, but maybe of her whole career. This was a very good match. I had a lot of fun with this one, honestly. She looked great in ring and in person. Obviously, the Trish Stratus is everyone's crushed, and yeah, I think she just did her job this match. She proved that she can still keep up with people like Tiffany Stratton. And of course, Tiffany Stratton, she's always pretty good in ring, but I feel like she kind of showed out and did some different things during this match. She pulled out this move where it was like a suplex but into a backbreaker, but it looked amazing. And yeah, I want to see that move going forward, because that's a really cool and unique move to come from her especially.
Yeah, this was like a big match, you know, that on paper, like I said, is very big, but they kind of build it up too well. So them coming out and having a very fun match with not too much time, only at 8 minutes. So yeah, this was a very good performance from both two. Like you said, Trish definitely looked best. This is probably one of her best matches, I think, of this era for sure. But yeah, I'm glad Tiffany retains here, because I didn't really want Trish to hold it. But yeah, I am interested in what is next for Tiffany Stratton going into SummerSlam now.
Yeah, and I think a theme of this pay-per-view is these shorter matches, because I think it felt really good paced, and I think moving forward maybe we could see more themes like this for matches, where maybe the matches are a little bit shorter, but you just kind of fill those short matches up with exciting spots and make that 10 minutes mean something.
Yeah. But then next up, we had the no holds barred match between Naomi and Jade Cargill, with Bianca Belair as special guest referee, and Jade Cargill comes out on top and defeats Naomi.
Yeah, this was a really, I don't want to say really good match, because I don't think it really met that level necessarily, but it was a fun match. I think it did beat my expectations. I kind of had a low bar set for this one, unfortunately, but it did beat those expectations. Jade did look really good. I did love the finish of the Jaded off the top rope through the table. Did look really good. And then Naomi will get her payoff later on in the night.
Yeah, the no holds barred kind of the Extreme Rule matches in WWE are kind of very, it's something that you can't go too extreme, because there's not going to go and get blood and stuff like that. And when it's a kind of Extreme Rules match after what we've seen last night on All In, you kind of can't do anything that's too extreme at this point, because unless you start doing nails, glass tubes, and stuff like that, you can't get more extreme. So, but I will say, with what they were allowed to do and what they could do, they did do a very good job. And yeah, I think this is Jade Cargill still progressing in her, you know, now that she's a singles wrestler, she's definitely improving week by week. So hopefully going into SummerSlam, where she does have that world title match, she definitely is ready for that big moment.
Yeah, I think Ricky Starks and Ethan Page did a slightly better job of the no holds bar match. Obviously, after that All In spectacle that everyone knew was going to kind of happen even beforehand. But I think they did a better job of doing minimal things, but making those minimal things kind of mean something in their story and how they've been kind of progressing that story leading into the show. But yeah, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. It was a good match. I do believe that the Jade Cargill Asuka match was a little bit better than this one, but this was still fun nonetheless.
And then next up, we had the Evolution Battle Royal, where the winner gets a future World Championship match at Clash in Paris, and your winner is none other than Stephanie Vaquer. She had a great performance, eliminating Lash Legend.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in the world was doubting Stephanie Vaquer winning this one. I think this was what everyone wanted, what everyone wanted to see, because we all want to see her versus Io Sky, and that is the big match for the end of the year that we want. But yeah, we had a lot of cool spots, I guess, during this match. This wasn't the greatest women's battle royal that we've seen, or just battle royal in general that we've seen. It's probably a little bit on the weaker side. Matter of fact, we've seen a lot of the NXT people just kind of instantly get thrown out, such as Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame, and basically all the NXT people, as well as Natalya, Candice LeRae. But yeah, it was an interesting kind of way that they did it. I didn't really care for it a whole lot, but they still had its fun moments, and yeah.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I had kind of higher expectations for this Battle Royal because it is a pay-per-view, and I kind of thought maybe they would play it up a bit more, but it was kind of like your stereotypical Raw Battle Royal, where, you know, you had your kind of quick exits for some people, then you kind of have your kind of obvious, you know, final few, but yeah, I do like the finish with Stephanie and Lash Legend. I think Lash Legend getting a huge moment here in this Battle Royal definitely shows that they have some huge hopes for her down the line when she eventually does get caught up to the main roster. But yeah, Stephanie locking her World Championship match at Clash in Paris is definitely something interesting, because obviously next up we have the Io and Rhea match, so whoever she goes against is definitely going to have to be a very, very good match.
Yeah, I thought for sure we were going to go the route of a couple surprises in this one. I thought maybe a Paige would show up, or just somebody would show up during this Battle Royal. We did not get that. But yeah, I think that's kind of WWE also trying to make a statement of like, hey, we don't need to bring the legends in. We could use our current roster and still fill this show up. It's not like back in the day, and things are different for the women nowadays.
But now for the main event of Evolution 2025, it is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Champion, and the person to walk out and to go to SummerSlam as your world champion is none other than Naomi. She makes her cash in here, and she defeats Io Sky, coming in at the very end after a banger match between Io and Rhea. But yeah, Naomi walks out as your new world champion.
Yeah, this was absolutely insane match. This was definitely my women's match of the year, no doubt, and it's definitely on the list of just match of the year in general as well. But yeah, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley absolutely tore the house off. Io Sky came out an absolute star. The reaction during the whole night was really good, but specifically during this match, the crowd was erupting for everything. They loved every single bit of it. Every facial reaction, every big bump, every big move was all getting the reactions that it deserved. And yeah, this was an amazing match here.
Yeah, I definitely agree that this is one of the best women's matches of the year without a doubt. And yeah, I'm glad that Io definitely, although the title reign itself might not be looked at very fondly, and I don't think it should really, she did have two phenomenal matches this year with this title reign. So I guess there is that kind of cop-out. But yeah, Io Sky definitely comes out looking like $1,000,000 from this. And then Rhea Ripley obviously coming up short once again, not being able to beat Io Sky, but also not being able to lose Io Sky again. So I'm sure this isn't the end between those two, but also this isn't the end. We'll see probably with these three going after one another now that Naomi is the world champion.
Yeah, we did see Rhea Ripley get the visual pin on Io Sky after a big ref bump. After that, they go to the outside and they start fighting on these like big boxes, electrical boxes, whatever it may be, and they're pretty high up once Io got onto that top one. I want to say just roughly 20 feet in the air maybe, and she just runs and does a crossbody off of that onto Rhea Ripley, and that sort of seals the deal for Rhea Ripley for the rest of the match. She hits a moonsault after that. Or no, that was before that, actually. But yeah, that was a moment also where she does do her over the moonsault. It definitely felt like it was over after that. Rhea Ripley kicks out, as well as a riptide from Rhea Ripley, like I mentioned about the visual pin earlier. So yeah, this was an amazing match. I feel like it told a great story. Io came out looking amazing. Rhea came out looking strong, but Naomi came out on top looking amazing. And yeah, she is our 3-time women's champion now. So she is doing great stuff, and I'm very excited to see what she does. I do believe it'll be a short run, but I'm very excited for it nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it's definitely easy to say that Evolution was a great success for WWE and for the women, more importantly. So yeah, hopefully we do get this yearly, or maybe we get this multiple times a year, maybe to counterpart the Saturday main events as well. I think that'd be something to give, like maybe you have 2 each year, and they're kind of spaced around the Saturday main event because yeah, definitely deserve it. I think tonight definitely proves that point.
Yeah, 100%. This was a really good show. Like we mentioned, this was probably WWE, not even probably, this was WWE's best show of the year. I had a lot of fun with this one, and they did prove to themselves and to the fans and to the WWE that they do deserve this every single year.
But that will do it for our Evolution results and review. Let us know what you guys thought about every match down in the comments below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next one.